that instance also you might be picking up some sort of the weight. So when you are picking or pushing sort of weight, then there must be a particular way. There must be a fixed posture by which you should weigh the weight. So as you're joining a vessel, you may be involved in lifting or pushing or transferring some kind of weight around. So yes, must be knowing the posture, the moment that you have to control, engage sort of this. So yes, today we are about to learn how to do or carry a manual lifting, right? So as of before, I'll be sharing your screen. So in between, if you have any queries or doubt, definitely you can ask me. Topic is very simple. Hope so we'll complete that topic soon, and I may start another topic today only. That is working on loft and working over the side, right? Fine. So this is the plan for today. Let's start. Hold on. Today we have a lot of fluctuation around. So in between, if I lose a connection, then I log in with another device. So soon I will take over. Okay. Yeah. Before starting a discussion, I want to ask you guys, have you suffered with any sort of injury because of miscarriage of the weight or the load during any sort of exercise, or it may be accident too? So I would like to listen the your experience or your views in that matter. So please tell me, anyone has this sort of experience before?
Yes, sir, we have lifted
No,
weight.
sir.
Yeah, you might be lifted weight, but I want to know any injuries or any sort of the misleading occurred because of the wrong lifting
Yes, sir.
due to the
Yes, sir.
wrong procedures.
Yes, sir.
कौन से पार्ट पे इफेक्ट किया?
The back pay.
Sir,
बैक
neck पे.
नेक पे.
Rotator cuff, sir.
Okay, okay. So okay. So it is very common to have several effects on your back. So when you're involved in any sort of lifting or transferring or pushing kind of the work, it may lead you to the back injuries. So back injuries are very often and they are very common. So just have a look. what the COSWAP is saying. So on board, you might be lifting a weight, not because of the exercise, but it may be any part of the job. Sometime you may lifting a paint bucket. Sometimes you may be lifting a tools or the equipment that you have to carry from one region of the deck to the other. So yes, many of the time you will be engaged yourself in sort of this work. So what you have to understand, if you're involved in any manual handling operation, and if you can make out that weight is quite high and the size of the object that you are about to lift or carry is quite huge, there is a proper procedure to handle or carry this sort of the object around. So first of all, you have to do risk assessment. You know what is a risk assessment? Here we will see what are the different hazards we have and how we can come over those hazards by which there will be no risk. So first of all, you will try to find out what are the hazards, what are the different risks associated with the lifting, right? Then we'll see what measures you can take. Suppose you might be lifting any drum or you might be lifting any bucket. Then yes, you have to see different measures, like there might be a winch around, there might be a electronic device which you can shift that object from one place to another place. There may be a portable trolleys or the wheel over by which you can post different objects onto the trolley, and from that you can bring that to the desired place. So these are the few options that you have to look for them. If you're carrying heavy weight and if you know there is no other mean, then you can use devices like as an block you can put them, by which weight will be shifted over the block and there will be less onto the guy who is pulling or pushing that object. So different means, different techniques that you use if you want to bring stress down. Okay, so yes, there will be physical effort and you have to check the guys who are involved into that job, are they physically fit? Do they have that much of caliber to carry that weight or carry that parcel from one place to another place? You have to check about the environment too. Environment means, suppose you might be working in a paint store and you have to get somewhat of bars out from the paint store for one of the compartment. Then you will be successful, you will be very effort to bring those cans out from the paint store, but this is not done. You have to get those cans towards the desired place. So when you are walking around the deck, you must have to have a look. Is the weight is the deck is wet or what? Is there any grease around? Do you have a required area by which really construction? So in the part of the environment, factors, right? So make if it is 50 kg, see the actual weight of that parcel, and by that you can decide, do you need assistance, do you need machineries, or do you need appliances by which you can share, or you can transfer that weight equally among the teammates, or directly you can lift that parcel with the help of the mechanical tool, right? Preventions, yes, you have to prevent injuries, accidents. If your judgment and the consideration is wrong, then there might be a trip and fall. Even the person who are involved in this carriage get injured themselves due to the wrong practices. So yes, you have to look for the injuries and the accident. Poor organization, yes, poor organization you can predict if you are not able to clear or decide how I can dedicate or how I can fulfill this lifting job, then there will be a poor organization, and you will lead to the danger and even to the injuries too. So danger and accident, injuries and accident, that might be a partial or it might be a permanent too. So yes, we have to prevent all of them, and for that we have to follow certain procedures while lifting any sort of weight. It might be helpful not only when you join the vessel, but day-to-day regular life also. You can imply these practices. You will avoid any sort of the injuries or the accidents around, right? So manual handling that we are about to talk. So if we say, one second, just hold on. Okay, yes, folks, if you want to describe what is manual handling, then we can describe as lowering, lifting, pulling, pushing, illustrate, carrying, throwing, or handling. All sort of this action can be bring together in the manual handling. So you might be engaged in pulling or pushing, you might be engaged in holding. So all of them can be concluded in the manual handling. So if you're engaged out of the job, then you have to refer to the manual handling procedures and you have to accordingly. Guys, all of you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This is not so difficult, but yes, this is a part of your job. This is a part you have to understand what is the background and what are the formalities or the procedures that you have to follow once you are engaged in some sort of job, right? So here we are. Procedure of manual lifting and carrying of weight. So as I said, if you want to pick up any parcel from, might be from a storage place, or you may be leading to the desired place where you have to shift the parcel. First of all, you have to see the access. So access must be clear. It should be free of the obstruction. You must have appropriate space by which you can enter, you can lift that parcel. ऐसे ही नहीं तुम्हारा कोई पार्सल पड़ा हुआ है सबसे नीचे, उसके ऊपर पूरी गड्डी लगी हुई सी और दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट्स की, and you are trying to remove the lower one. No, you have to see whether you having a proper access and that object is well clear in respect of all hazards and the risk. You might be entering into paint store, but that paint store is so full by which there is no place where you can foot in also. So abhi aise jagah hi nahi रहेगी, how you can go inside and get that drum out, right? So first of all, you have to check whether the access is clear or not, right? We have to avoid accidents and the injuries, right? So for that, we have to take proper precautions. So as I said, if the parcel of the weight is quite huge, then you have to see for the teammates. You have to make a proper plan by which weight can be equally distributed, and you have to check with your training manuals and even the lifting procedures by which you will avoid injuries and accidents around. For that, suppose you're carrying weight where cargo operation is going on, then you can post a signal, you can post a barricades around by which cargo operation may be ceased for time being when involved in such kind of lifting and carrying weight, so that अभी crane ऊपर से नीचे, उधर से cargo नहीं गिरेगा, there will be no accidents or injuries because of the cargo operation. So you have to detect in which scenario you are working with, and you have to take proper precaution as per the environment and as per the condition. So you have to think wisely and you have to take measures correctly, right? Reduce. So somewhere or the other, you may be involved in some sort of the job where you know there might be a misleading effects if you are associated with this sort of the job. So you have to check what are the other means by which you can reduce or just bring it to zero those unavoidable effect. Like suppose you're carrying weight onto the deck and you know there is a rain and your parcel may give weight, and because of that weightness the complete weight may get rise. So you know अभी बारिश आ रही, बारिश से गीला होएगा, गीला होने के बाद में वेट बढ़ेगा. Now how you can avoid it? अभी रेन तो तुम्हारे हाथ में है नहीं, तुम उसको अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते. Then how you can reduce? You can protect your parcel with some sort of the tarpaulin or some sort of the cover. You can carry out your operation once the rain is over, or you can pass that parcel from the space where it is well covered. So right, as I said, as per the job, you have to think how you can control, how you can reduce, or how you can avoid misleading risk and the injuries. Guys, all of you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We have to check information on the each weight load. So the parcel of the weight must carry, always they has, generally they have, but there may be some sort of the objects or the parcel they won't have any emboss capacity of that weight. So you have to gather that information before lifting or carrying that weight. So first of all, you have to understand what is a weightage, how much the size, is there any sharp edges around, or is there any slippery edge by which your grape is not firm. So yes, you have to gather the information about the weight. Sometimes you may get from the shipper or from charter or from the agent too. There might be information in your catalog also. You can seek to your seniors they may provide you the information about the weight. If you are unable to find them, there might be a chance that the information stated or shown on that particular weight, it may be not in English. Then again, you can check the manual, or you can see your supervisor. So he must have the information, and that information you have to bring into the work, right? So training, yes, training is most important part when any of you may be involved in this kind of work. There will be a training and practical job task to be done when you're on job. So regularly on, I can't say a particular duration when you may be having a training session around, but yes, I can tell you each vessel or each organization try to arrange this kind of training session by which all the workers, all the crew, or the even the officers are well aware with the practices and the body postures that they have to keep during such kind of carriage. Yes, capabilities. So on board, all will be not same. You may have some personalities. They may have greater body structure. Some might be small, some might be big, some might be huge too. So yes, you must know the capability of all individual guys. You have to admire the skill and the experience each guys has. So by that you can allocate them job, and you can bring them into the team if you're carrying or transferring any weight. So in manual handling, you have to check the points which I said just now. So before, so so let's start. What are the procedures that we have to carry out when we are carrying or doing a manual handling? As I said, risk assessment, yes, tick, done, understood. Then we have to see, is there a way by which we can more transfer this parcel of the weight? If no, then we have to do manually only. First of all, we have to check, we have to think by which we should avoid the laborious job. So yes, there must be risk assessment. We have to seek for the alternative ways by which we can avoid uh, personal injury and the hazards. We must know our limitations. Each may be having some limitation by which some may be short, some may be tall, some may be thin, some may be fat, some may have good capabilities by which they can lift a heavier weight. So yes, you must know of limitation, and even as a manager or team leader, you must know the capabilities of your teammates, right? When you execute a plan, there must be an emergency plan too. Suppose two of you may be lifting a 50 kg of the parcel, and in between the path only, if one of you get tired, then what to do? How you can notify the other guy that you want to put that weight in between? If that weight, uh, if that parcel only slips from one of the hand, then what is the emergency plan by which you can avoid the injuries and the accident? So we have to think all of this before starting a job. So these are the procedures, these are the things that you have to remind, you have to remember, and you have to follow according to condition. I can't stick to the one condition. You may be doing several manual lifting job altogether when you join a vessel. So we can't stick with any sort of one example. Emergency plan may differ as per the location, as per the task which you are involved in. So you have to check with the different equipment that you may use, and that may help you to reduce a stress on the individual person. So as I said, there may be a mechanical winch or air driven winches by which you can avoid stressing yourself or the human beings that can be transferred to the equipment. So you have to check what are the different means are there, what are the different equipments are available by which you will avoid or you can reduce stressing yourself. Ensure that you have a proper grip. Grip means your holding must be in appropriate by which you will not lose that object. For that you have to see to that packing has holding area or not. If won't, then you have to see if there is any sharp edges around which may restrict your grip. You have to check, is there any slippery area by which a parcel can top down. So yes, these are the point that you have to look after. About the obstruction and environment I told you about. During the carriage also, if you need help, don't hesitate. You may call your colleagues or the teammates to help you in between. So yes, whenever you want help, you can shout, you can call other guys, and by which you will avoid injuries or the other hazards, right? Okay, so this is all about the general precautions that we have to see when we are lifting or when we want to carry any part of the weight. Now I will play one short video by which you will see how to lift or how to transfer a parcel from one place to another place. Short video, about 8 minutes, and we will see how they are dealing with that.
So everyone is present from Division 1.
Yeah, it's fine. I will ask you later on.
Sir,
It's fine. I will ask you later on. Right now, screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Third of all over 3-day injuries are caused by manual handling, which is the transporting or supporting of loads. by
So the
hand.
audio is not audible.
Audio is not audible. What about the others, guys?
Yes, sir. It's not audible.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, sir, not a
Okay. What I'll do one thing. Later on, I'll just share that file. Or just now only I will try to share on chat box. Bada file, I don't think it will come. No. I will try once again. Otherwise,
3-day injuries were caused by manual handling. Which is the transporting or supporting of loads by hand or body.
अभी आ रहा है क्या आवाज? Is it audible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, sir.
Incorrect.
Sir,
Serious damage
there
to
must be an option of share audio
back pain and work-related
in the Zoom only.
Sorry.
In the Zoom only, there must be an option of share audio, Zoom app.
This share sound. I'm not knowing actually.
disorders, missing
Now
work
it is
and therefore
audible, sir.
earnings due to
Okay,
injury.
fine. Good.
And it is the law to follow. According to the HSE, a third of all over 3-day injuries were caused by manual handling, which is the transporting or supporting of loads by hand or bodily force. Injuries can cause serious damage to your health, resulting in back pain and work-related musculoskeletal disorders, missing work and therefore earnings due to injury. And it is the law to follow safe working practice within the workplace. The main causes of back pain are overstretching, twisting, uneven handling, and working in a bent over or stooped position. To help you with good lifting techniques, here are some principles to manual handling. The principles of safe handling are avoid, calculate, decide, organise, and execute. Avoid. Does the load have to be moved? Are there any alternative aids for lifting or handling? Calculate. Is the object manageable? The weight, shape and size of the load. The environment in which you are moving the object. The floors, are they level? The space, are there objects in your way? Decide. Where is the object being moved to? Is help required? Organise. Any help that is required? Any personal protective equipment that is required? And any lifting or handling equipment that is necessary? Execute. Carry out the lifting task following the training that you have received in a safe way. Before carrying out any lifting tasks, you must run through the principles of safe handling that you have just seen, which are avoid, calculate, decide, and organise. When you are happy you have run through these, you will be ready to complete the last principle, execute. To do this, ensure the heavier side of the load is hugged close to your waist. If you need to, slide the load into position before attempting to lift it. Then, adopt a stable position. Your feet should be apart with one leg slightly forward to maintain balance. Now get hold of the load and where possible, hug the load as close to your body as possible. Your posture is very important. You should slightly bend your back, hips and knees. Do not stoop or squat down to lift the object. Also, do not flex your back any further while you are lifting. This can happen if the legs begin to straighten before you start to raise the load. Avoid twisting or leaning sideways, especially while your back is bent. Move smoothly. The load should not be jerked or snatched. as it can make it harder to keep control and can increase the risk of injury. And you must always keep your head up when handling. Look ahead, not down at the load once it has been held securely. And never lift more than can easily be managed. Always remember, there is a difference between what people can lift and what they can safely lift. Now let's see that in action. You need to keep the load close to your waist and then adopt a stable position. Get hold, hugging the load close to the body. Start in a good posture. Keep your head up and move smoothly. If the load does not feel right, put it down and then adjust. Or, if precise positioning of the load is necessary, put it down first, then slide it into the desired position. And do not lift or handle more than can easily be managed. Throughout the lift, your posture should look like this. For the two-person lift, follow all the same principles as the one-person lift, but you also must decide on who will be in charge before lifting, and decide on what commands will be used and plan the lift. Your movements for the two-man lift should look like this. Warning. Although you have been taught how to lift safely,
Hello, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there is a fluctuation around within the electricity. So just I got disconnected from one of my devices.
Yes, sir, over here
So
also.
yeah, let it be. But almost we seen the video. You must have observed what are the basic precautions or what sort of the body posture you must engage yourself. You must place yourself when you are engaged in any sort of manual handling. So yes, once we have a visual capture in front of us, it will be much easier to understand what I was saying earlier. So fine. Okay. So let me introduce you about manual handling techniques. So as you saw how that person was lifting that weight, how he was placing himself in front of the parcel. So within my slideshow only, I made that posture in written form. So I will discuss. Okay, light is back. Just give me a minute by which I can connect myself once again. Yeah.
Oh, then, yeah,